was born in Pacific Hospital, so I was born at 28th and Pacific. That area I like a lot, Wrigley area, because it's very, I would say it's more mixed, more naturally mixed than like some of the other areas in Long Beach. You know, I think like in the 90s, it's very unfortunate. It was just like a lot of racial politics. Like I remember when I was in middle school, there was a couple of race riots. And it's crazy because like you grow up with people, but you know, in those moments, you know, you gotta go with your people, you gotta go with your people. And even if you don't want to be in a gang, you have to be in a gang. Or you have to be affiliated to some gang because, you know, like I remember getting off the bus, you know, it'd be like 10 Mexican kids and maybe their older brother is from Eastside Longos or something. And then they like, I'm just the only black person on the street. And it's not even if I went to school with them, you know, they just, you know, they want to be down too or whatever kind of situation they're with. My pops was in a gang, my uncle was a big time gang dude, and my cousins was in a gang, and I kind of just have to move in this realm, even if they like, you know, they're like, you the smart guy. I was always a smart guy on the block I grew up in, so people gave me a pass for a lot of stuff, but then there was a lot of stuff that I had to participate in that I probably didn't want to do, but just being, you know, being a kid and being around these kinds of people. Like when I was a kid, I got in trouble for stealing radios out of cars because I have small wrists. I've always had small hands as a kid. So everyone was like, "Oh, you go and do the thing," and we got caught a couple of times. But it, you know, I got caught one time stealing out of this mobile on Atlantic in Willow, and the guy, I never forget, he like, "Oh, I'm gonna call the cops on you, blah blah blah," and then he was like, "Hey man, I see you always reading on me." He's like, I always see you reading at the bus stop. Like, why are you doing this? I'm like, yeah, I don't know, my friends. He's like, I thought he was a leader, you know. And I remember that stuck to me. I was like 12 years old, and I was like, I am a leader. Why am I doing it? This is just kind of like the fabric of Long Beach, because you either have people who are like they're super squares, and like their mom and dad, they didn't let them go outside, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I wish that was the, you know, opportunities that I had in life, but my mom worked 60 hours a week. You know, my mom didn't have time. I used to not see my mom till the weekends. You know, and all my neighbors was old people. It was old people watching their grandchildren because their children was cracked out. You know, that was a big thing. I remember when I was a kid. You know, a lot of drive-bys, a lot of pills, and a lot of pipes and needles on the streets. That was a big thing. You know, I actually knew a kid that got sick because he poked himself and went playing around with one. But I think I was very privileged in the sense of I had so many people who did wrong in my life that was very close to me. I mean, gangs are gangs. People are in clubs. You know, the police are in clubs. Regular people are in clubs too. The issue more is that, like, you know, when the police such and such comes out as a member of whatever, it's an individual. If something were to happen at that event and they say, oh, this gang member was there, it wouldn't reflect on that one person. It would reflect on all of us there. Oh, that's why you can't give these kind of spaces to these people because look how they act, you know? So I really had to like, and you know, that's obviously that's an issue, but the reality of the world is we don't live in no utopian, we don't live in an idealistic world. We live in a world where we gotta work for what we're given, you know?
A new record out, Kadena 77. It's got new merch right here available. I know a lot of y'all got disposable income and claim to support the arts, so here we are. Here's your opportunity. Here's your opportunity. We do Venmo, Cash App, PayPal. Bitcoin. No, we don't do that. It's rising though, huh? It's rising.
It didn't help, like I was on a gang injunction. Just because there was a time like in the 2000s where I feel like that was the big way LA County, I think they was just telling everybody like, oh, that's how we're gonna get the people off the streets. It's like you can be kicking on a block and they'd be like, oh, you part of such and such gang. And allegedly I drew something in a notebook and someone said that was related to such and such gang. We don't have to say. And then because of that, they put me on gang injunction, which meant a lot because it meant like if I was caught in this area between such and such time, you know, they have these laws still to this day. You know, if you are 3 or more, a cop legally can break you up if you're on the street. You know, I'm just like, that's crazy, because you go to 2nd Street, I'll be seeing people walking 5, 10, 15 deep, drunk, and nobody says, oh, you guys are a part of white supremacist gang or some Nazi gang, and a lot of times they are, but nobody stresses them. So why can't I walk down the street with my cousin and my friend, you know, and I'm part of a gang? So to bring up the gang injunction thing, because of that, they didn't let me go to Poly, because they said I was on that list, so I couldn't go to my home school. I still regret it, because in my neighborhood, that's like a really big thing, you know, to be a jackrabbit. So that's unfortunate, but it did offer new opportunities for me, because they were like, well, you're gonna go to Jordan, and I was like, there's no way I'm gonna go to Jordan, because I'm a kid from the east side, and if I go to the north side, they're gonna know I'm different, and they're gonna just beat up on me all the time. And so my mom finessed it, or we just used somebody else's address, and I got to go to Milliken, which was a very different like culture class. I didn't grow up with people who even had either had space to have people hang out or had snacks and shit. So when I meet people and be like, yo, you want to go to my house? I'm like, oh wow, like this is crazy. You know, I share a 2-bedroom apartment with like 6 people in my family. You know, so that was crazy to me to see that energy. And also I meet people who had equipment, like music equipment, and so I'd be like, wow, like I like music, but I don't have, my mom can't buy me no computer and all these kinds of things. And so I'll be around these like white people. They're nice, and some of them are some of my closest friends to this day, because they're genuinely nice. It's just a difference of cultures in different parts of the city. And I went to school 8 miles away from the neighborhood I grew up in, you know, and I meet people who have equipment. I'm like, yo, I'm trying to learn how to use this thing. And they're like, yeah, come on my house any day. And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. And I'll just come and I'll be playing on the turntables, and that's how I learn how to use the turntable. And it fascinates me, because I'm just like, everybody has this like energy, like I'm a boss, I'm the man. You're not the man, you work for the man. And but I knew if I wanted to have my own, it's not about having a lot of money, it's about having my own money and creating my own opportunities to earn for myself. That's why I went to Long Beach City, and I learned me some trades so I can be my own boss, and I can work at my own leisure in order for me to sustain my artistic life.
Big up in the game, lots of moral temptations, self-sabotage.
You know how many of those artists have played events around the city for free? Like, for free? These are people who get paid hundreds of dollars, some of them even thousands of dollars, to play at different locations outside of the city. But they come here and people expect you to play for free. You know, it's a travesty. That's why art and music is not valued here, because people don't. There's no equity. There's no incentive to play here. You know.
My dialect reflect when I talk, never miss a step. Her booty shake when we walk. I used to shine real bright like Endymion.
80s liquor. Wells Fargo. I own that. You know what I mean? I own that trademark. So people be playing these games. I own it. I own it because I valued it, and I saw value in it. A lot of people be like, oh yeah, I'm doing such and such, can you help me with this? And I'm like, what's the budget? Oh, I don't really got a budget. Then you don't really want me to be a part of it. Who I'm in the room with, I'm shaking hands, blah, blah, blah. I know my intentions. My intentions are righteous, and all I'm trying to do is spread positivity, you know. And sometimes you got to be in a space with people that you don't like in order to get the things that you want to get done.
I make the cops holler. Sometimes I read the news, it don't be factual. Your art gets made cause you worship capital. Yeah, tough questions to ask. Self-medicate, self-hate in my flask. Love to sweat, love to rep my set. Knowledge to self.